You are an unqualified nincompoop. In fact, you are uncaught, unnurtured, dignified idiot. You know, when an idiot gets dignified, the idiot has been shot out of the range of idiocy. Person becomes an idiotic fool.
Hello, welcome back to Armchair Armory, and it finished in the Carabao Cup semi-final first leg at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal 0, Newcastle 2. Very, very disappointing, obviously. I wasn't very confident going into this game anyway, after the previous result. I know I did say in the reaction after Brighton that we needed to put in another performance and sort of, make the Brighton result look like a bit of a blip. And yeah, this was. I've got mixed feelings about the performance. I mean, obviously it wasn't great because we lost. I think the 2 goals we conceded were shocking. Like the defending for both goals was unbelievable. You wouldn't think that we had the defensive record that we have had over the last year and a half or so, calendar year and a half. When we went pretty, in terms of the starting 11, I wasn't unhappy with it. It was pretty good. It was pretty much the strongest 11 we could have gone with. Raya in goal, fullbacks of Lewis Skelly and Timber, and then Gabriel and Saliba. Midfield of Partey, Rice, Ødegaard, front three of Trossard on the right this time, because Wanyeri's now out with a muscle injury. Havertz down the middle, Martinelli on the left. I think we started okay. I felt we started all right, but it still felt like how it's felt for the last couple of weeks. Even though we had a better performance against Brentford, it felt very much like the last couple of games that we'd had, and Brentford looked like the blip. It felt like we'd blip into a positive blip, let's say. It felt like we were still, struggling to create chances or create proper chances. It felt like every time the ball fell to us, the whoever it was, whether it be Havertz or Martinelli or whoever. I mean, Martinelli did hit the post, to be fair, but still, I think the decision making recently with Arsenal has been absolutely shocking. And I think the little headline I did for the Just the Sim for this game, I know that was a bit of a drumming in that, but yeah, I said we need to put ourselves in a good position in this tie because we haven't done well overall at St James's Park. Really, I know we won there quite heavily last season, but that was because they were injury hit last season. They didn't have the team they have now. When they've got like an on fire Alexander Isak and that lightning bolt that's Anthony Gordon, that they're going to cause problems, and that's essentially how they got their goals. On the whole, you probably could say they did deserve it today. I don't think they absolutely destroyed us. I don't think they cooked us at all, but they definitely, on balance, deserved to win the game. And it seems like at the moment that Eddie Howe has Mikel Arteta's number. He's managed to 3 out of 4 times he's managed to beat or take something from Arteta. So I don't know, man. It's going to be a tough job in 4 weeks' time at the start of February when we go up there. We've got to turn this around. We've basically got to score 3 goals to go through. To be fair, when Arteta made the changes around the 60th minute, around the hour mark, brought on Jorginho and Gabriel Jesus, that sort of changed the game a little bit. We were sort of passing a bit quicker, moving a bit quicker across the pitch. By this point, though, we know with Eddie Howe's Newcastle, when they've got a lead, they're very good at managing the game. That's one thing Newcastle are probably one of the best in the league at doing is managing the game, managing a game. And we didn't look like scoring. And I've changed my mind a little bit about, well, I say a little bit. I've changed my mind when I said we just need a forward player. We need a striker. We need a poacher of some sort. We need a goal scorer of some sort, because I think one of the problems is that, as I said earlier, every time a chance fell to one of our players, they either took too long on the ball, or it was a slice shot that didn't go anywhere, or a panic shot that went over the bar or something like that. The only good clear cut chance we had was when Martinelli hit the post. Um, yeah, it's to me, I feel. I mean, it might be because I might be being reactionary. I don't know, but I feel like the tie's gone. I think that's another trophy down the drain, because I can't see us turning it around at St James's Park. Unfortunately, they don't need to win. They can play for a nil-nil draw. They don't need to win. And if we can't break teams down, because that's the problem. Teams like Newcastle go ahead against us. They've got players to punish you. They go ahead and then they just sit back. And the one thing that we've had trouble with probably for quite a few seasons now, even in the last 2 seasons where we've been, you know, probably the second best team in the league at least. We've been against certain teams. Newcastle are a good side, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that they're on the level of, like, a Luton from last season or an Ipswich or whatever, but I'm saying that they tend to they've got great forward players that can get you goals, and then they're very, as I said, they're very, very good at managing the game. And when we're playing against teams that at a certain point, go right, no more now. We're not going to go for any more goals. We just want this result. We find it very, very hard to break down. The one thing I was quite happy to see, that instead of passing on the ground in the sort of like latter stages of the game, we were trying to whip balls into the box and stuff like that. It's just that the ball wouldn't fall for us. It was almost as if, like, the Newcastle players had magnets in their body, because or the ball had metal in it, and the Newcastle players had magnets in their body, because every cross we put into the box, we either weren't in the right position, or a Newcastle player got to it and got it away. It's just unfortunate. I don't want to sit here and go crazy, and I know there'll be a lot of fans that will be going crazy and will be doing what they normally do. I'm not going to talk about it tonight, because I feel like recently I've been saying this a lot, but yeah, it's an unfortunate result. We start our campaign in the Carabao Cup, in the FA Cup on Sunday against Man United, and even that I'm not certain about, because I mean, people might say to me, Dan, they've only had really one good performance, which was Liverpool on Sunday. But I can just see that Liverpool game being the turning point for them, and they come out and nick a lucky goal or something like that, and they beat us 2-1 or something along those lines, and that's us almost out of two competitions. Because I know that there's another leg, but as I said, I can't see us turning this around, unfortunately. I think it's another trophy gone, and that does not look good on the manager. But at the same time, I don't necessarily blame him or his tactics, because I think that the starting 11 was fine. I think the substitutions he made improved us. I just think 2 defensive laps in concentration, 2 brain farts, gave Newcastle those 2 goals, and being poor in attack. And it further cements the opinion those fans have of us, not doing well enough in the summer transfer market, and having to do and we must do something in this transfer market. And I think we will. It's just whether the club do the right thing, but that's yet to be seen. I've got to go to bed because I've got to be up very early tomorrow, so I'm going to leave it there. Try and enjoy the rest of your evening for those of you that are staying up and haven't gone to bed in depression. Like and subscribe as usual. I'll be back again. I'm not sure whether I'm going to do a preview for the Man United game in the FA Cup. I might do when is it? Sunday, isn't it? Yeah, we'll see. I might do a preview. I'm not sure. I don't normally do previews for the early rounds of the rounds of the domestic cups, but since it's Man United, I might do one. Let's see how it goes. There's a lot going on at the moment, which means I might not have time, but I'll try and fit it in. Anyway, that's it. Take care and stay safe.